Hey everyone, welcome back to Collecting Nolan. This is Russ, and this is another episode of Sensational Set Sunday. And today we'll be discussing Sportflics. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so 1986 was the first year for Sportflics, and Sportflics ran from 1986 to 1990. They had a low number of cards in each of their sets. So in 1986, their inaugural set, they had about 200 cards. It was only distributed in one series. Basically, throughout the years, it basically went from 200 up to 225. So in 1986, 200 cards. 1987 had 200 cards. 1988 had 225 cards. 1989 had 225 cards. And then finally in 1990, another 225 card year. I decided to include them all because in the inaugural set, there's 5 Nolan Ryan cards, but then it kind of dwindles down throughout the years until 1990, where it finishes with, depending on how you want to look at it, 2 Nolan Ryan cards. Some of the years only have 1, so I just thought I'd include them all. So we'll start there. So the first card is 1986 Sportflics, and I'm going to try to move it so you guys can see how. I always thought these cards were cool because it shows multiple, depending on the angle that you look at, it shows multiple pictures of Nolan. So this is his base card with his face there, and then going it through his wind-up as you look at it. Here's the back. So this is card number 43 up here. And then card number 2 was card number 141, and it basically celebrated the no-hitters of that year. So you had Jack Morris there, and then Nolan Ryan, of course, right there. And then Dave Righetti right there, or Righetti, I guess. But I always thought these cards were before their time. And, you know, my first Sportflics cards were not, I never had a Nolan Ryan one as a kid, but I did have, I think someone got me a Bo Jackson card from this era. But from, I think, the 1986 or 1987 set, I can't remember. I still have it, but I just... but I always thought these were cool because it just, you know, showed different players or different pictures of each of the players. So I always thought they were pretty awesome cards. And they hold up relatively well. I mean, they're pretty sturdy stock. They seem to be thicker than just normal cards. So they're harder to damage, I think. So this is number 2, celebrating the no-hitters of Nolan's cards. And then number 143 celebrates the Strikeout Kings. So that had Fernando Valenzuela, who recently passed, Doc Gooden, and then, of course, let me see, there's Nolan there. So Nolan, Fernando, Gooden. Kind of hard to see Gooden at this angle, but he's on there. And this is card number 143. For the fourth card was the 1985 Milestones. So let's see who's on here. There's quite a few guys on here. So we got Nolan Ryan, Rod Carew. Then we got Phil Niekro, Tom Seaver. And then we have Pete Rose. Let me get them going here. Pete Rose and Matt Tallman there. Sorry about that. So they were able to put 6 guys on one card by using different pictures of them, and look, depending on the angle that you look at it, you can see them. So this is card number 182. And then finally, there was a decade greats of the best pictures of the 70s. And on that card, there was Vita Blue, Catfish Hunter, and Nolan Ryan, of course. So there's Catfish Hunter. There is, let's see if I can, there's Nolan there. And then Vita Blue is there. there. Kind of hard to see Vita Blue, but he's on there. And these cards, I don't know, some of them are harder to get than others. I know some of these Decades Greats ones are harder to get and a little bit more expensive than the others, but I haven't really, since I've already found them, I haven't been looking at how hard they are to get. But I remember when I was looking for them, these cards were a little bit rougher to get than the others, but still like them. Still really cool cards. So that ends 1986. So then 1987, again, 200 cards in the set, and there was only one series. With this one, they said there's 3 Nolan Ryan cards, but there's really, and there are 3 depending on how you look at it. But starting with this base card here, again, it goes through his wind-up. So it was kind of beating, I don't know, it was kind of beating Upper Deck to the punch there. Whenever Upper Deck had that card of Nolan going through his wind-up, Sportflics had already done it, although it's sometimes, I don't know who did it better. Probably Upper Deck, since these are harder to see, but still, when you're a kid, these were pretty cool. And for this one, this is card number 125, and essentially, the second version of this card, so it's a variant card, and it really comes down to is the date of the copyright. So on this one, 1986 is the copyright. On the other variants of this card, it's 1987. So there's your 2 Nolan Ryan cards there. I only have the 1986 version. And then for the third card, I guess, in the set was the team preview. So this one had Glenn Davis, Bob Knepper, Kevin Bass, Mike Scott, Charlie Kerfield, Dave Smith, Nolan Ryan, Jose Cruz, Ty Geeney, Bill Dorn, Robbie Wine, and Jim Deshays. So 12 guys on one card. I'm not gonna even try to tell you who's all who on here, but let's just see if we can get the Nolan. There he is up top, I think. I think it's him. It's kind of hard to tell who's who on this, I'm not gonna lie, but Nolan is on here. I'm having a hard time thinking if that's him here, or if you look at it, I don't think that's him up there, but I could be wrong. Anyway, kind of cool that you can fit 12 guys on one card. And that was the Astros, and here's the back. So 1987 team preview card. Really cool card. And that takes us into 1988. So again, 225 cards in the set, but there was only one Nolan Ryan card in this one. And this is it. So again, going through his wind-up. It's card number 39. And then 1989, also only one card. On the back has another picture of him, so it's cool. Card number is 115. And then that takes us into the final year of Sportflics. Now, I don't really know what happened to Sportflics. I don't know if they're bought out or if they just went under, or, you know, I liked their cards. They weren't easy to come by, though. Like, I don't remember going into a store and buying packs of Sportflics. I just remember them being cool because I had that Bo Jackson card when I was a kid. So 1990 was the last year, and there was really only, well, one or two, depending on how you want to look at it. So here's the base card of Nolan. Again, going through his wind-up. That's card number 8. And then they had one at the 11th National, It was a promo that they had. So it had the Sportflics front, and then on the back though it had the score card. So not really a Sportflics card, but it was a card that they made available, I guess, at the 11th National. But I was able to pick this up in a Gem Mint 10, so I was really happy about that. Really cool card. But yeah, so that's it for the Sportflics run. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, hit the like button, and if you're not subscribed, please do. Also, did you guys have good encounters with the Sportflics cards? Did you like them as kids? Did you like them now? Any thoughts? Feel free to comment below. But that's all I have for you guys this time. I'll see you at the next one. Thanks. Bye.